Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day everyone. This is Aslamia Zamura, a BAIS 3B student. And I am the last presenter from group number 12 and probably the last presenter of this subject Fiqh al-Madhab al-Khamsa for this semester. Our group was tasked to talk about the following sections from the introduction to Code of Muslim Personal Laws of the Philippines, or what we called PD number 1083. The sections that we are going to talk about are section number 2, prohibited marriages, section number 3, subsequent marriages, section number 4, batil and fasid marriages. The first two sections, which are the section number 2 and section number 3, are meant to discuss by my fellow presenter, Dato Nor Sumandal and Nor Hayatuti, respectively. With that, I am going to focus on discussing the section number 4, Batil and Fasid marriages. And this section composed of the following articles. Article number 31 that talks about the Batil marriages. Article number 32 talks about the fasid marriages, while the article number 33 covers the validation of irregular marriages. Moving on, I just want to remind everybody that for us to be able to easily understand the discussion, we must be familiar or knowledgeable enough with the previous sections or articles. Now, let us start with the section number or article number 31. The following marriages shall be void or batil in Arabic term from the beginning. A. Those contracted contrary to Articles 23, 24, 25, and 26. So this paragraph is pertaining to the prohibition of marriages by the reason of consanguinity, affinity, fosterage, and unlawful conjunction. Letter B. Those contracted in contravention of the prohibition against unlawful conjunction. So this is provided under Article number 25. It is about the prohibition by affinity. So ang example nito is the relationship between stepmother and stepson, or the stepfather and the stepdaughter. Letter C. Those contracted by parties, one or both of whom have been found guilty of having killed the spouse of either of them. So in this paragraph, it is adopted from the Civil Code, and to apply the said disqualification, the following rules must be observed. And before I proceed to the discussion, I just want to remind everybody that for us to be able to easily understand the discussion, we must be familiar or knowledgeable enough with the previous articles or sections. Moving on, for the article number 31, the following marriages shall be void or batil in Arabic term from the beginning. A. Those contracted contrary to Articles 23, 24, 25, and 26. So in this paragraph, it is pertaining to the prohibition of marriages by the reason of consanguinity, affinity, fosterage, and unlawful conjunction. Letter B. Those contracted in contravention of the prohibition against unlawful conjunction. In this paragraph, it is provided under the article number 25, which talk about the prohibition by affinity. So, as a glimpse, it talks about the relationship between stepmother and stepson, or the stepfather and the stepdaughter. Yan yung example niya. And for the letter C, those contracted by parties, one or both of whom have been found guilty of having killed the spouse of either of them. So this paragraph was adopted from the Civil Code. And to apply the said disqualification, the following rules must be or shall be observed. So based on my research, these are the rules. Number 1, if a person kills his own spouse intentionally. Okay, take note, intentional ha. He is no longer qualified to marry again, whether the purpose of the killing be to marry again or for some other reason. However, okay, however, if the killing is accidental, ibig sabihin, hindi siya sinasadya, opposite nung intentional, or through negligence or justify as when the victim had been caught in flagrante delicto in carnal conversation with a lover, this disqualification does not apply. So kung intentional, maa-apply itong rule na ito. Pero kung hindi siya intentional, for example, yung isang lalaki napatay na yung asawa niya for the reason na naabutan niya na nakikipag or may ginagawang kababalaghan with other man, so hindi ma-apply sa kanya itong rule na to kahit mapatay pa niya yung asawa niya. The second rule is, if a person kills another spouse intentionally for the purpose of removing the husband as an obstacle to the marriage, he cannot marry the widow. If for any other reason, the disqualification does not apply. So dito naman sa rule na ito, kapag ang intention ng lalaki sa pagbatay niya dun sa asawa ng isang babae is para mapangasawa niya yung isang babae, applicable sa kanya yung rule. Pero kung napatay niya yung asawa ng babae, beyond the reason na gusto lang niya talagang patayin yung lalaki para makuha yung babae, then hindi applicable sa kanya ang rule na ito or itong article na ito. And now, let us move on to article number 32, which talk about the facet marriages. The following marriages shall be irregular or facet from their performance. A. Those contracted with a female observing idda. So it pertains to the marriage of a marriage constructed by widow or divorcee. Kapag widow, balo, or di kaya ay divorcee or yung kakahiwalay sa asawa. So ang source nito sa Quran is Surah Al-Baqarah, chapter 235. It is said, "Bada'udzu billahi minas shaitanir rajim. وَلَا تَعْزِمُوا عُقْدَةَ النِّكَاحِ حَتَّى يَبْلُغَ الْكِتَابُ أَجَلَهُ." Or, do not resolve on the tie of marriage till the term prescribed is fulfilled. So hanggat hindi natatapos yung idda, hindi magiging regular yung marriage ng isang babaeng mayroong idda. Letter B, those constructed contrary to article number 30. So it pertains to the validation or yung pagiging regular ng marriage after 3 talak. So after 3 talak, hindi pwedeng magbalikan yung mag-asawa. Ang source nito sa Quran is chapter 2, verse 229. So if a husband divorce his wife irrevocable, he cannot after that marry her or remarry her until after she has married another husband and he has divorced her. So kapag 3 times nang nagkahiwalay yung dalawang mag-asawa, hindi sila pwedeng magbalikan unless makapangasawa muna ng iba yung isang babae and then maghiwalay naman maghihiwalay naman sila. But hindi naman acceptable na mangasawa ng iba yung babae tapos i-divorce niya para lang ma-comply yung or mawala yung visa ng ganun. Pag nagawa na yon ay siisipin na okay na, pwede na yung ganun. And letter C, those wherein the consent of either party is vitiated by violence, intimidation, fraud, deceit, or misinterpretation. Pag nagkakaroon ng violence. So, it is said that violence refers to the physical coercion, while intimidation refers to the moral coercion. So, kapag nangyayari yung validation, or violence, maaaring magkaroon ng or maging irregular yung isang marriage. Letter D, those constructed with a party in a condition of death, illness. Okay, death, illness without the same being consummated. So, death, illness means the disease which caused death. And in order to constitute a death illness, the following conditions are necessary. So, ito yung kailangan para masabi natin na or ma-constitute natin or maging reason yung death illness para maging facet yung marriage. Ito yung conditions niya. Number 1, the illness must cause the death of the deceased. Pwede nang ikamatay. Number 2, the illness must cause apprehension of death in the mind of the disease, and there must be some external indicia of a serious illness. Okay, so yun yung conditions para masabi natin na ang isang illness ng doon sa mag-asawa is death illness na. Letter D, those contracted by the party in a state of ihram. Ihram signifies the state of ritual concentration of a person while on pilgrimage, Hajj or Umrah to Mecca. So pag nagsimula na siyang mag-ihram para ready na siya mag-concentrate dun sa ritual. So doon applicable yung rules or itong article na ito pag nasa Hajj or yung mag-umrah ba. Letter D is mixed marriages not allowed under Islamic law. So itong mixed marriages, based on my research, there are 2 types of mixed marriages which are not allowed under Islamic law. They are the following. Number 1, marriage between a Muslim male and non-Muslim female except Kitabiyah, people of the book. So ang people of the book ay kasama ang infidels, polytheists, idolaters, fire worshippers, star worshippers, pagans, or atheists. Number 2, the second type of mixed marriages that not allowed under Islamic law is marriage between a Muslim female and non-Muslim male, regardless kung whether yung lalaki is Kitabiyah or not. So the source of this paragraph is from Surah Al-Baqarah chapter 2 verse 221. Do not marry unbelieving women, idolaters, nor marry your girls to unbelieving idolaters until they believe. Moving on to article number 33, validation of irregular marriages. Irregular marriages may be made regular by a new marriage contract in the following cases. Ibig sabihin, yung mga nasa irregular marriages or yung nabanggit natin kanina ay pwedeng maging regular. For the cases na letter A, those referred to article number 32A or paragraph A after the impediment has been removed. Ibig sabihin, after nung idda or pag natapos na yung idda, so possible or pwede na siyang maging regular. Those referred to in article number 32 paragraph B upon compliance with the requirements of article number 30. So ito yung about sa after 3 talaks. So kung halimbawa yung babae na after 3 talaks nakapangasawa siya ng iba and then nag-divorce sila, pwedeng maging regular naman yung marriage nila ng asawa niya pag nagbalikan sila. Letter C, those referred to in article number 32C after the causes vitiating consent have ceased. So, ito yung sa violence. So, it is said kasi na pwedeng makulong yung lalaki dahil dun sa violence. And then after makalaya siya, pwede pa rin silang magbalikan and then pwedeng maging regular uli yung marriage nila. Letter D, those referred to in article number 32D in case the party recovers. So, ito yung may death illness or yung sakit na nakakamatay na. So, kapag naka-recover siya dun sa sakit, pwede silang magbalikan and pwedeng maging regular uli yung marriage nila. Letter E, those referred to in article number 32E or paragraph E when the party is no longer in a state of ihram. Okay, kapag tapos na siya dun sa ihram, wala na siya sa state na para sa rituals, so pwede nang maging regular yung marriage. Letter F, those referred to in article number 32 paragraph F after conversion to a faith that could have made the marriage valid. So, pag naging Muslim na nag-Muslim na yung lalaki or yung babae, so pwede nang maging regular yung marriage nila. Kailangan mag-revert muna siya into Muslim. Number 2, the effects of the new marriage under the first paragraph shall retroact to the date of the celebration of the irregular marriages. So ito, halimbawa nagkaroon ng mga anak during the irregular marriages, so maaari pa rin daw tawagin na legitimate children yung mga anak nila. That is based on my research. And that would be all. Thank you very much and advance Eid Mubarak to everyone.